With Claude, you can now create beautiful websites that look like this with a single prompt. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact playbook which you can copy to build fully responsive modern websites without writing a single line of code. And we will go through it in a way that even if you've never used Claude Code before, you're going to be able to copy exactly what I do to create your own beautiful website. So in the next 10 minutes, we're going to go through how to install a design skill so that Claude builds your website like a professional front-end designer, how to copy designs from websites you love, and how to take your website from good to great with prompting. And this includes being able to add things to your website like dark and light mode, this type of effects, and more. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get started. So the very first thing you'll have to do is to download VS Code. And all you have to do is go here to Google, write download VS Code, go to this first link, and then select the type of device that you have and click on the right button. And once you've downloaded it, it will look like this. Now, don't worry, this may look a little bit daunting. It looks like a very intense experience where people code, but don't worry, as I promised, you will not have to write a single line of code. You just have to follow these instructions. Once you're here in VS Code, I'm going to ask you to open a folder. And this is a folder where all of your project will be saved. So you want to make sure that you create a new one if you're working on a new project. And if you already have a folder, you simply have to open it. But once you have VS Code installed, you're going to go here to the left-hand side. And if you click on this button, Extensions, you can go here to the search bar and type Claude. Once you do, these options will appear. The very first one, called Claude Code, is right here, and you have to hit this button which says Install. Of course, mine says Uninstall because I already have it. Once you install it, it will prompt you to add your credentials of Claude. And just a caveat on this, for you to be able to use Claude Code, you do need a paid subscription with Claude. This costs roughly $20 a month in the cheapest plan, which is the plan that I'm on. And that will allow you to build a full working website. Okay, so now we already have the baseline of what we're going to need to create a website with a prompt. We have VS Code and we have Claude Code already installed. It is time for me to introduce you to skills. And before I actually show you how to download a skill, I'm going to quickly explain to you what it is. A skill is kind of like a superpower. If you've ever played video games before, and I love this analogy, every time you give Mario Kart a mushroom, it levels up. So a skill is basically a way to give inputs to your character, and your character is Claude Code, so that it learns and it becomes better, it becomes evolved, it becomes stronger. And what we're going to do with this skill is teach it to Claude Code so that in the future they can refer to this skill to implement the front-end designer capability. And one thing that's really cool about using skills is that you download them once, you install them once, and you never have to reprompt them again. And in this case in specific, we're going to train our Claude Code to be a professional front-end designer. So going back to VS Code, you're going to see that once you've installed Claude Code, you're going to be able to see that here on the left-hand side, there's this icon right here. That means Claude is already installed. And once you click on it, it'll open this box right here where you can start talking to Claude and asking for it to perform the tasks that you want it performed. In our case, right now, I want to install a skill, the front-end design skill. And so I'm going to paste this right here. Now, I don't need you to worry about copying this. You can just go to the link in my description where I created a guide with a step-by-step process that you can just copy. You can go here, copy this text and add it right there and keep on going. Just follow that guide. It has everything you need and it's completely free. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to say, add the marketplace and then add the actual skill. The marketplace is necessary because that's where we're going to take the skill from and I haven't actually installed it in my account. And it's going to go away. Think a little bit, ask me a few questions, ask for some access, which I'm going to accept, but it's actually not going to work. It says, I wasn't able to execute these commands. Here's what I found. And what is essentially saying is that I'm going to have to use the terminal to actually install the skill. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. You're going to go here to the top section and open a new terminal, which is this section. And then all I need you to do is to paste this line right here. And that can be found in the link in my description, in my blog. I made a post about it. So you can just copy it and paste it here. And that's essentially going to install the package for us to be able to leverage the marketplace and then install the skill. You then copy the second section and you paste it right here. And as you will see, it will start downloading both the marketplace and eventually the skill. It's going to take a little bit of time, but eventually it says here, successfully installed plugin, front-end design at Claude Code plugins, which is great. So it's already here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to the folder section and I'm going to open a new file, which I'm going to call claude.md. Now, do I have to do this? Absolutely not. Not at this stage. This is a good trick for later on to train your Claude code to act in a certain way, but this is a little bit more advanced. You don't really need to know about this right now. But the reason why I'm adding it here in leaving the file empty is because from the moment you create the very first file, Claude will appear right here. And I just happen to like this experience a lot more, and I'm sure you will too, because then you can drag it here, and instead of having it on the side like we previously had, now we have Claude code across the whole screen. And I just happen to like that more. Here, we're gonna now create our very first website. So I'm going to write, use the front-end design skill to build me a website landing page about selling meta ads management services for growing D2C brands that sell on Shopify. Launch it on localhost. And launch it on localhost is important because I don't want to actually set it up with a domain. I just want to see it on my web browser, but in essentially a local server. So Claude's going to start thinking. And as you can see right here, it identifies that it has a skill for front-end design. And he says, basically, the skill guides creation of distinctive production-grade front-end interfaces that avoid generic AI slop. This is amazing because AI has been trained kind of in the same way with the same benchmarks. And so this skill allows us to stay away from what's common and what's normal within AI content creation and website creation. And it's focusing on acting as a professional front-end designer. So this is really cool. It's going to take a few minutes for the first version to be created, but eventually it will produce the very first version of the website with this very, very simple prompt. And I want to show you what that looks like. And the first version of the website can be found right here, localhost. So I'm just going to open this link and here we are. Okay, this is quite interesting. I can see here it has a logo. The value proposition is exactly what I said it should be. It's very funky. It has animations here. This is dynamic, which I like. The branding is very just there. I mean, he thought about a branding and he just implemented that across the whole website. I quite like it. And honestly, from a single prompt, this is quite amazing to be built in a few minutes. And by the way, if you're finding it easy to implement this skill and use it for this use case in specific, I made another video that you can find in my channel about how you can download a Claude skill for AI video generation. And I think that's honestly one of the coolest use cases to use Claude skills for. The process is very, very similar, but it's of course a different skill and a different value proposition. I will leave this linked in my description so you can have a look if you're interested, or check my channel. The video's thumbnail looks like this. But I want to take it a step further because maybe you have a logo, maybe you already have some sort of baseline that you'd like to draw from. And so I'm going to show you what you would do in this situation. I'm going to go right here to this random website and I'm going to copy this logo and I'm going to pretend this is my logo and this is my font and this is sort of the color that I go for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload my logo right here in the Explorer section, in the File section, and then I'm going to go back to Claude, and I'm going to say, can you adjust the website so that it includes my logo, which you can find here. And if you put the @ sign, you're going to be able to select the file that you want to select so that Claude looks directly at it, and then change the font to the colors so that they fit my logo. And it's going to start thinking and it's going to go away and it's going to redesign the website to hopefully look a bit more like the brand that I already have in mind. And okay, so it's ready. Now let's have a look at how much the website changed. I'm going to open it and okay, here we go. So he updated the logo correctly. That is my new logo. And he actually changed the colors of the logo to adjust with the template, which is quite cool. And you can see here what the website looked like before, and you can see what it looks like now. Now, it is the same value proposition. So he kept that. He changed the colors. I quite like the way they did this brands with part. It's cool. The animation stayed. The text is probably the same, but it looks cool. I mean, it has my logo. It has different colors. It has different font as well. So far, so good. But what's really interesting is what's coming next. Because now we're going to take it to a different level. And for that, there's one thing that I'm going to ask you to do. I opened it right here on the side so I don't mess with the current conversation. I just said, can you install Puppeteer? And Puppeteer is essentially tech that allows Claude to go and screenshot existing websites. And the reason why I want to do this is because we are going to copy a website. We're going to copy for inspiration purposes, of course. So you just type, can you install Puppeteer? And Claude will do it on your behalf. You don't actually have to do anything else about that. So now we're going to go to some inspiration websites. And I have two right here. One is called Awards. The other is called Dribble. You can go to either one of them. There's many, many more out there. And maybe you already have a website that you have in mind, so you can use that. In my case, I found this website right here that I quite liked the theme of, called Vibrant Nomo Agency. And it just looks really, really cool. It has this animation where it moves. The background is amazing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Claude and I'm going to say, I want you to now adjust the website to have the theme of this website. And I'm going to copy the link, paste it right here. Use the same colors, fonts, and animations if possible. Use Puppeteer, so I mentioned it here, to screenshot the website if needed, to compare with the output you produce. Use it to iterate on your own version and improve if needed. And I'm going to click go. Okay, so what Claude is going to do is to go to the website. It's going to use Puppeteer to screenshot different versions of it and to screenshot different elements of it. And then it's going to start applying that theme to our website. And then it's going to continuously look at those screenshots that just took and continuously iterate and improve until it has a version to show us. It's going to recognize here that it is a big piece of work. And you can see here the screenshots that's already creating on our own VS Code. Now, this is a big piece of work, so it will take a few minutes, but eventually it will give me this message. And just as a reminder, the very first websites looked like this. Then we adjusted with a new logo to look like this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a new one and it looks like this. And wow, that is different. Our logo is still there, but the whole vibe of it changed. It feels very interactive, feels very, very modern. I like this a lot. And I should probably use this website for my own, because look at my current one, Selling with Nas, it currently looks like this. I talk so much about making modern websites and then my own website is super old school. Yeah, I have to update that at some point. All right, so we've gone from a single prompt to creating a website. We then uploaded a logo and got a different website based on very few instructions. And we've now taken inspiration from a different website and then adjusted our website based on the screenshots Claude took from that new website. How can we take it a step further to make it even better? Well, I'm going to show you right now. Because if you go to this website right here called 21st.dev, you're going to find a lot of different elements and animations that you can apply to your website. To give you an idea, look at this one right here. It's literally a robot, and as I move the mouse, the cursor around, the robot moves to follow it. It's super awesome. But the one that I want to implement in our case, and that maybe you will do it for yourself as well, is this one. It's a simple, very, very simple toggle that turns into light mode and dark mode, depending on where I click it. And all I have to do in this case is click on copy prompt here in the top right corner. Once you've copied it, you're able to go back to your VS Code and you're going to write, can you add a dark light mode button on the header? Here is the UX for you to use, and then I'm just going to paste it. And you're going to see here that this is a massive prompt with different elements and text all together, and just going to click go. It's so much easier to go there, copy the elements prompt and paste it here, which is free, by the way, instead of trying to prompt it by yourself, because it will take you so many tries until you hit it right. And what I really like about this is that I'm not just adding the toggle, I'm actually creating the whole functionality behind it. So hopefully in a few seconds, I'll be able to show you what it looks like, the very website that we created, what it looks like in dark mode and in light mode as well by clicking that toggle. Claude's going to think and work on it for a few minutes, and eventually it will give me this. So it's ready. I'm going to click right here. And for you to see, the website looked like this. All I did was added this switch, and now the new website is like this. So yeah, here we go. The toggle is right here. Another question is, does it work? And when I click on it, yes, it does. And it looks absolutely fascinating. It's so cool because the animations stay and the color gradients stay as well. And all it took was for me to just copy the prompt, paste it there, and it did the job for me. And this is really, really cool. And this is essentially how you create a full, beautiful modern website, basically through prompting. If you want to know how to then post your website to the internet, to the web, so that you have a URL and your website is available for everyone to see, I made a video which I'm going to put somewhere around here, or you can find it in the link in the description or in my channel about how you can deploy your website for free. And if you have any questions or would like to get in touch, feel free to check out my website, Selling with Nas. It will get an upgrade soon, I promise. And of course, lastly, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.